I was really proud of Austin. I mean, really, for his first start, coming off everything he's been through. Thought he commanded 2 pitches really good. I thought he showed a 3rd pitch. Thought the fastball was good. Thought it had good late life to it. And breaking ball's always been good.
He said, we were asking him about what pitch count he was on. He said that y'all wanted to pitch again on Wednesday. Would he start on Wednesday or just get innings?
No, he won't start. Just it was either get him out there and have him available in the midweek, or if you leave him out there, you're basically not going to have him in the midweek. So we thought really to get him out there and really also coming off everything he's been through, just thought it was the right thing. Just keep the pitch count right where it was.
Staying on subject pitchers for a moment, so I assume you're going Hampton on Tuesday?
We are.
Who are your options on Wednesday to start?
So you got Clark. We probably gonna look at it tomorrow. Got Colin Clark. It won't be Becker. I wouldn't think. You got Beckel if you wanted to. I don't think it would be. You got Robinson.
So you would, even with Mississippi State being your opponent, you wouldn't consider Morris on 4 days rest? And
No.
Come back from Friday to Wednesday?
No. That's too short a rest. No, it's a midweek game.
Given that it's 40 degrees today, what do you think of your batter's approach?
Yeah, I thought the approach was pretty good. I mean, I thought guys did a good job going pitch to pitch for the most part. Moved on the right pitch. I mean, obviously you're not always going to be great at that, but I thought the effort was there to do that. And hadn't really looked at it a lot, but really we had some balls in the first 2 or 3 innings that were really hit hard. And just really didn't have a lot to show for it. You know, when Washburn lined out there, and he lined out twice, actually. His first 2 at-bats, I mean, there's a lot of days he might have had 2 RBIs in both those at-bats. Game rewarded him later on. He kept having good at-bats and ran a ball out of the ballpark.
You had 2 guys, Jace and Dalton Porter, that were a hit shy of the cycle today. And it's funny you mentioned Washburn. Gus said that on the broadcast, like, hey, those 2 balls go a little different. He may be in the same boat too. But,
yeah,
you know, up and down, there was a lot of that damage. But what did you think of Porter? I mean,
yeah, it was good to get him in there. And Dalton's very competitive. He hit 3 balls on the screws. He did hit a home run, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought he had really good at-bats. I thought he made some adjustments before the game, which the game's about making adjustments. And I thought he got his pitch and hit it hard. And it's really neat when guys do those things and then they actually do get some hits, because that's not the way it always works.
Coach, you talked about the competition in left field being a good thing. How do you feel that that competition stands right now after the weekend Miletich and Porter had?
Yeah, I mean, really the way we look at it is everybody within our roster, you want them to be able to show up each day and play at the highest level they can, and be able to plug guys in there, and not really that concerned with which one it ends up being. It's going to be both of them. You can throw Cooper in the mix there. You can throw Ryan Brome in the mix there. And so, I mean, this thing's going to keep evolving through the spring. And baseball's, I mean, we've got 2 guys down. I mean, Easton's a guy that can go out there too. I mean, Easton played outfield the whole year last year. And so that'll all work itself out. And right now, the most important thing is that they're all, you know, in there working and trying to be the best version of themselves each day.
As you look to Mississippi State, when you have a series like this where you guys hit the ball really well and as many runs as you scored, what kind of momentum does that give your hitters heading into the next series?
Confidence is good. I mean, it doesn't ever hurt. And you start moving on the right pitches and hitting them hard. That's good. Building innings is good. And so, yeah, it can absolutely carry over. And I mean, hitting's very hard. Their pitching will obviously they'll be better arms. But at the same time, I think, hitters look at it like, hey, the pitcher's out there for them, not necessarily, hey, they throw hard and all those types of things. So I think it could carry over.
I've asked a couple of the players different times about this, Coach, but how do you think the chemistry and culture of this team is coming together here early on? They all have an identity.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you, there's a bunch of guys that have been here. I mean, when you look at Stillwell and Parker Kelly and Kurt Wilson, those guys have been around. Dylan Carter, Ty Coleman, Easton Merle. Not that Ty's been here, but those guys, they've all really meshed really well. And Jace, obviously, you throw in that mix, and a bunch of the pitchers. And I think they all get along really good. Funny thing yesterday, I mean, when we took Jace out of the game, he had the catching gear on over there, and he had us all laughing. It's the 8th inning, and I told him, I said, man, like, if you're going to do that over here, we might as well just leave you in the game. So they do. They have a lot of fun. Good bunch of guys. Probably the neatest thing is they all know there's more there for them. They know the game's hard. They've accepted that challenge, and they've been working at it pretty hard.